intimidation.
Please, we'll talk about this later. We'll talk about this in the morning. Remove it, please, will change. Until that time, we will stand in recess.
Mayor Clark, how dare you send your police after peaceful residents?
Serve the people and know that we're elected to be here for the people.
I'm calling on every state official. We need help. We need strong oversight.
You would think with the amount of attention this area is getting, you would say, you know what, as a mayor, maybe I need to chill out. Maybe I need to try to work with the residents. Maybe I shouldn't try to act like I am some kind of dictator or some kind of overlord, because we already see what's going on in Dalton. But it doesn't seem like Christopher Clark is interested in doing that. Let's check this out.
Another southern suburb with chaotic confrontations at City Hall.
And tonight, tensions boiled over in Harvey.
How dare you send your police after peaceful residents?
Just off the first thing I want to talk about, the way that the cop is grabbing on that man's neck, is that how the police is trained to subdue someone? Is that the Harvey special? Like, what is that move over a guy holding a cell phone? Is that a good idea?
Business owners there say they're being slapped with unnecessary fees, but city leaders say they need the money.
Some of the frustration in Harvey is over the mayor's plan to collect on delinquent property taxes. Some of the business owners we spoke to today say their business licenses have been withheld in exchange for a fee, calling the program extortion. Benicia Gonzalez hasn't been able to open her auto repair business in South Suburban Harvey since May.
From one day to the next, we were forced to shut down, and the sign was put on our window.
The shop, which has been in Gonzalez's family for over 2 decades, had its business license renewal denied because they owe property taxes. Harvey business owners in a similar position were offered a settlement agreement with the city, pay $2,500 a month and keep your business open.
The only thing we're asking is for those businesses to pay their property taxes and stop using our city services for free.
Okay, so this is the issue that we're currently going to talk about in this video. And also we're going to watch the full video of what happened to that man that was arrested for, I don't know, showing his camera, recording in public. Whatever the issue is, we'll watch a little bit more of that video later on. But the idea, this is a strategy that Mayor Clark is implementing. The city needs money, so he needs the revenue to increase. Now, I'm not a mayor or a lawyer. Apparently, Christopher Clark is a lawyer. He needs to increase the revenue. It's essentials for funding public services like the police, infrastructure, stuff like that. And also he wants to encourage businesses to fulfill their tax obligations, right? They owe property taxes, they should pay it. The problem is with this situation is this very aggressive, and we'll talk about if it's illegal or not. This strategy doesn't make a whole lot of sense because it doesn't seem like there's a balance between addressing immediate revenue needs with supporting local businesses. This city has a history of financial instability. I talked about a little bit of that in my last video talking about Christopher Clark in the city of Harvey. So a large portion of property taxes are not collected. The problem is, again, with this strategy, imposing the fees and withholding licenses where they can't operate. You're putting the financial pressure on the businesses and you're potentially leading to closures or reduce operations, or they'll just leave. If they can't open, how can they pay the bill? This can decrease local employment and economic activity, harming Harvey's overall economic health. Small businesses build this country. So you want people to continue to build businesses and grow businesses because it helps everybody, right? And then the problem is also on top of that, many people do not believe in Christopher. They believe that he is taking this money and he's not using it to build back Harvey because Harvey does not look great. A lot of places are closed. I've talked about this in the last video. There's a lot of grants, a lot of millions of dollars being pumped into the city, and there's no visible sign that the money is being used in a way that helps the community. And again, with this kind of very aggressive way of collecting taxes, the perception, if I wanted to build a business in Harvey, why would I do that? What happens if I get into an issue where I get into some financial issues and I'm behind on my property taxes? They'll take my license away. So this impacts long-term economic growth. Why would someone start a business in Harvey when they have this contentious relationship between the business owner and the city administration? He's being anti-business. But let's continue.
It's unethical, right? I can't say it's illegal, but it certainly seems unethical.
Harvey Alderwoman Colby Chapman, a vocal critic of Mayor Christopher Clark, says the underserved suburb is at times dysfunctional. Pastor Jonathan Johnson says he was in disbelief when he was told his church would need to register for a business license.
It was almost $700. I said, where did this come from? We are federally and state exempt from taxes, and I really do feel like it's more of a dictatorship here in the city of Harvey at this point.
And Mayor Clark says safety is the reason that churches now need business licenses. Without one, he says that the city is unable to inspect churches.
So before we get into that, so this is really interesting. So the city of Harvey is requiring churches to pay some fees, including for inspections. Churches are typically operated as a nonprofit organization, may be exempt from certain types of taxes and fees. While it may be legally permissible for Harvey to require churches to pay certain fees, especially for those services that ensure public safety, again, Christopher Clark is a lawyer. At least he knows how to word certain things, right? The circumstances and application of those fees could make them subject to legal challenges. Churches or other affected parties will likely need to pursue legal action to determine whether the fees are justifiable under the current laws and constitutional protections. This is the first time I've ever heard of something like this before. But this just goes back to what I was saying earlier. People don't trust Mayor Clark. There's a growing sentiment of distrust towards the city administration. Business owners feel like the city's actions are more about revenue generation than fair and equitable treatment, leading a strained relationship between the city and its business community, which you need business to build a community. You need money, you need revenue, you need people to come in to build stuff, to have services. It brings jobs, it brings all types of things. It brings people together. And for Christopher Clark to behave this way, to be so adversarial towards business owners, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And there's a lot of issues with Christopher Clark we'll be talking about in future videos, like that sign that was posted about him being worse than May and Hayward. It's possible, considering the condition of Harvey, it could be worse. In my opinion, it's a bad strategy. It's not balanced. On top of that, most people don't trust him. And on top of that, the strategy, it puts a financial strain on local businesses, potentially leading to closures, or they'll just move away somewhere else. It creates a hostile environment for businesses. Why would anyone try to put new investments in Harvey? I'm sure there's other ways to do this, that you can provide incentive programs, right? Offering tax incentives for timely payments or business improvements. Try to attract new businesses with favorable conditions to broaden the tax base. You can try to, do this thing called working with the community, working with business owners, trying to find a mutual beneficial policy that helps everybody. But let's get into the situation that happened here.
How dare you send your...
Minutes into the city council meeting, someone in the audience was removed by police at the direction of Mayor Clark. Officers handcuffed the man and led him out of City Hall.
I'm the chair, and I am responsible for keeping the order. If people in the audience or in the council do not want to keep that order, then they will be removed.
I'm calling on every state official. We need help. We need strong oversight.
Yeah, so we'll watch a longer video of what happened to that man. I've seen a few of these very emotional, very, you can call it chaotic meetings, and I haven't seen anyone actually get handcuffed. I mean, you go back to some of the township meetings or the Dalton Village meetings held by Tiffany Hayward. There's a lot of threats. There's a lot of cops there pushing and yelling back and forth. No one has been arrested. So it's interesting in this situation, there's one dude standing there with his cell phone and he gets arrested.
Please just come to order. There's nothing wrong with you recording. Sir, there is nothing wrong with you recording, but please come to order. So you will be removed.
He isn't doing anything other than recording. I've heard him yell or scream, but they're looking for order. And I've seen some of the Dalton meetings, and there's a lot of yelling back and forth, and there's some threats. Chief Lacey likes to throw a lot of threats. One more outburst, and we'll clear the room. Ladies
and gentlemen, you're gonna have to calm down. If you do not calm down, I'm going to clear the whole room. Okay? One more disruption, I am clearing the room. Thank you. Quiet, otherwise we are gonna clear the room. Okay? One more word, we're gonna clear the room. I'm clearing the room. One more time, I'm clearing the room.
Point of wasting my time.
If you don't calm down, I'm going to clear the room. Okay, last time I'm gonna say it.
But this, he's just standing there. He's holding the phone, he's recording. So I don't know where the disruption is happening. So I'm not sure of what got Christopher Clark so upset that he needed to remove this man from the meeting.
Nothing said out of order, nothing, no profanity.
You know what?
This is pure intimidation.
Remove him, please. We'll talk about this later. We'll talk about this. Remove him, please. We'll change.
And before we watch the rest of this, even with some of the really emotional back and forth in Dalton, the cops will at least approach to have some level of conversation. And usually, all the meetings I've seen so far, it kind of dies down. But the problem is with this man here is he has been very vocal and active criticizing Mayor Clark. And I think but I think he had enough of it. Got a little irritated, said remove him instead of maybe working it out.
Until that time, we will stand in recess.
Mayor Clark, how dare you send your police after peaceful residents?
Why are you grabbing him by the neck? What's going on? Harvey, police, is this how you subdue people at a meeting? He's holding a cell phone. Did you need to grab him by the neck? There's cameras there.
Right.
And I guess he realized, oh, yeah, I'm being videotaped. Maybe I maybe not need to grab the dude by the neck.
You got.
Now, this seems to be more of a disruption of the meeting than what happened before. Do you guys agree? Like, this is more of a disruption now.
Right. He will remain calm.
Remain quiet.
Remain calm.
Y'all kids,
I am being peaceful.
You don't push your hand.
I do not need to be put into handcuffs for exercising my freedom. Leave my phone alone. He took my private cell phone.
Hey! Y'all are doing absolutely too much.
It's my personal property. Give me back my cell phone right now.
Right.
Take your cell phone.
We'll take your cell phone.
Ryan, can you talk them? They have
The gentleman behind me took my cell phone.
Can I get the cell phone?
You give the cell phone to one of these people. Come on, guys, don't let them do this to me. No, you need to give the cell phone now.
Where's the cell phone?
Now, before I leave.
Can we just get his cell phone?
Give him his cell phone.
Come on, guys, get my cell phone. No. I am being peaceful. The officer has my phone. Now.
You know, Mayor Clark, this is just going to bring more attention to the situation, and we need to dive deep into a lot of stuff I've heard about you and a lot of stuff I've heard about the way you're running things, and it doesn't sound very good. And doing things like this just brings more attention to you. That cop needs to be investigated for grabbing that man's neck the way he did. I don't see what kind of maneuver or policy that was, but that cop needs to be investigated. The residents, the business owners are tired of these politicians screwing them, messing with them, taking their money, not using it to help the community. They're tired of the nonsense. And Christopher Clark, you need to be investigated as well. That was totally unnecessary. That should have never got to that point. It became more of a disruption when you decided to arrest him. It didn't make any sense. And this will just bring more attention to what's going on in Harvey. No one seems to see any kind of improvement in this city. What is going on with Mayor Christopher Clark? And we're going to see that there's a lot to talk about with Christopher Clark. What do you guys think about this situation? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.